PFL playoffs are upcoming, and this is just an incredible story. The man is here, Josh. This is so awesome because your first fight in PFL for 2022, first professional big fight, you got injured, so you held back. Then you had your second fight, and you were just a beast out there, big victory, but wasn't sure if you're going to make the playoffs because you only had one fight.
Yeah.
You're an alternate. All of a sudden, the champion from American Top Team like yourself, Antonio Carlos Jr., he wins his first two fights. He's injured. He can't make it. So they're going to an alternate. And all of a sudden, you're it.
I jump in, right?
That is so cool. Just how did that whole process go? When did you learn that you were going to be the alternate 1-0 going into the PFL playoffs?
Basically, the process, since I got hurt the first fight, I go into the second round. So there's 2 rounds, semis, and then a finals. So I go into the second round with 0 points. So I have like this, basically this ultimatum, like, hey, you either got to get a first or second round finish, or you're out, you're eliminated. So I got the first round finish. That put me in, I was actually in the semifinals, and then the next fight right after me, the guy gets a first round finish, and that puts me as an alternate because the criteria worked out. The way that it works out, I'm not sure how it is, the point system is, but it put me in that alternate position where I didn't feel bad because I did what I could do. Like after the fight, I was asking people, hey, anyone know where I could find an extra point? Where can I find an extra point around here? What I got to do? You know what I mean? But there was nothing I could do, But the PFL guys are like, hey man, listen, you did great. There's always something that happens. We don't know, And on that day itself, when I fought, I saw Omari break his nose. His nose was broken on live TV. I was like, oh man. Well, the whole time I thought possibly he won't be able to fight. And then it comes and works out, and it's these weird ways, and then Shoeface hurts his leg, and now I'm in. So at the end of the day, we don't know what's gonna happen. We just gotta go out there and work, right? And I did all I could do in that fight, and so I'm happy how it kind of played out. Yeah.
And it's great that you did get that first round victory to score the most points you could, because if you didn't, you would not have been an alternate to be even eligible to have this opportunity. It's amazing because at American Top Team, we could have had 3 fighters from American Top Team in the semifinals.
Yeah.
First, we'll talk about Antonio. Just training with him, what has he meant to you? He won the PFL championship last year.
Yeah.
2 wins on a bum leg,
Yeah.
which is incredible too, but he just couldn't do it anymore. But what are your thoughts of Antonio as a fighter and a person?
Man, me and Shoeface, Cara de Zapato, we're super close. We helped each other throughout his UFC process and a lot of his PFL process when he won the first year. He was fighting a lot of wrestlers, the Lawler guy, and then the guy I just fought, Hamlet. So we were always working with each other. We always worked safe. And then I didn't know about his knee getting hurt, but man, he's tough, man. He fought those 2 fights, he got a first round finish, and then the second fight was a little longer, but with the bum knee, that's pretty tough, you know what I mean? But it's crazy how things work. I know for a fact he's happy for me. Yeah. He's happy. I think if there's anybody that would take his spot, he would want it to be me. He's enjoying his career right now. So I think maybe in a weird way, this was a good thing for his knee, not to get hurt any worse. He gets to recover. He made some money already in these 2 fights. He's played a big role in the sport already. So I think for both of us, it's a good thing. I'm in there. At least someone's in there from ATT, let alone a Brazilian guy. So I think it's cool the way it worked out. Besides the part of him getting hurt, obviously, I wouldn't want that to happen to nobody. But it's the part of the game. It
is part of the game, and it's interesting because Josh, here you are, your first year in PFL. And what are your thoughts now? Because you're 2 wins away from being a champion and $1 million.
Man, sometimes it's still surreal to me. Like, man, holy crap, this is it. Because when I signed the contract, the goal was somewhat far away. You can't really see it. Now I could kind of see the light at the end of the tunnel. And it's a combination of like, yeah, it's never gonna, you could never imagine how, you could only imagine how it feels, but until you actually feel what you're going through, it's undescribable. But at the end of the day, I'm not so surprised, not in a cocky way, it's just I put so much time into this, you know what I mean? And I think I've enjoyed so many people's success that I was just waiting in line for my own, you know, and I'm just kind of waiting patiently, watching Dustin do his thing, watching,
Johnny,
Kayla, Johnny, watching everybody get their belts, go through their moments, you know, the happy moment. You know, I'm not a person of envy, man. I'm there. I will applaud with you. I'll cry with you. I'll you know, if it's about you, it's about you, you know. But at the back of my mind, I always knew that my turn was coming up, you know, in the nicest way. I just knew it was good. It was going to happen eventually. You know, now that we're here, you know, let's grab it and take it with us. You know what I mean? Take it all the way.
Yes. That's it. It's one thing too about a lot of the American top team fighters. Mm-hmm. It's always about that end goal. Yeah. It's about, you could say that about a lot of fighters, but really here, that championship winning, it's so, it's just like, you can't teach it. It's almost like it's in the heart, it's in the DNA and all. And team, American top team, it really is like a team. And why do you think that is? Is it just because the coaches and people in charge here, Conan, Mike Brown, Dan Lambert, all the great staff, they just see that in fighters coming in?
Yeah, I think it's like things in life are seasonal, right? Like sometimes you'll have bad moments in life, but it's not going to be bad forever. Sometimes moments are good, it might not be good forever. I think you just got a good group of guys who's been with each other for so long that they've gone through these moments to the point where they're just calm and collected with each other. They know that there's better days to come, you know? And so when you go through bad moments, good moments, I think you create something way more bigger than a team. It's like a family almost, you know what I mean? Nothing's bigger than the team here. And that's like, that's hard to put in gyms, you know, like in gym culture. Because especially in a sport of individuality, everybody wants to be bigger than that guy, bigger than that guy. Here, there's no one bigger than this gym, you know? Dan Lambert, my dad, Richie, you could be Superman, you know, and if you're not playing by the rules or playing as a good team player, you're not going to train here. You know, I almost know for a fact you're not, because there's no one bigger than the team. American Top Team it's almost like, you know, this is like church here. It's church, temple, or, you know, whatever religion you are. This is the place where we come, put the ego at the door, and we're all trying to strive to be the same thing. You know, we come here and see who we could help. You know. And
Josh, to expand on that, it's about the front of the shirt, not the name on the back of the shirt.
Exactly. You know, and we do good with that here. You know, we make sure that the guys who are going through the climax of their career, they're being more attention. You know what I mean? They have money coming in. They're in a moment of their life. The guys who are in the front of their career, see who you could help, man. There's so many great people out here. You could help somebody. Something's going to do good for you, you know. So this is what I love about American Top Team. You could literally build relationship that will last further than your MMA career here, you know. And I've seen it. I've seen it growing up so many times. I'm like old school, new school to this, you know.
It's interesting too that training here, being a part of this, you've been here for so long.
Yeah.
You've grown up with this and all,
sure.
and it's interesting. And now you're at this level, and you talk about the ups and downs. And I'm curious, how did you get over not being able to fight that first fight? Because here you are getting ready for your pro PFL debut, and now it's like, no, we can't do this. We got to.
Yeah.
Was there some in your head though, as the fighter, going, no, I'm going to push through this and do it?
No, for sure. You know, I'm human like anyone else. You know, I'm Conan's son, but that doesn't mean like I had some fairy dust sprinkled on me. It makes me extra tough. It was a week out before my first big fight. It was heartbreaking. I remember kind of like eyes getting watery with my dad, kind of like, man, you know, this sucks. Like, what if
we came so far?
We came so far, and it was literally a week out. You know, it was like on a Wednesday. I was about to fly out that Monday the next week, and you know, my dad. It's funny, man, because he knows how to become dad, and then he knows when to become coach. And he brought me in, you know, he tapped me on the back. I was kind of like in this little area with him, and he just hugging me, and I was just like, man, this is crazy. I'm a 29-year-old grown man, kind of crying right now because I won't be able to compete, you know, and I was looking forward to it. And I remember he told me, he said, hey, cry, but don't cry too long, because this is not going to get us anywhere. I was like, this is a situation where it's bad, or it could get worse. You gotta pick the bad moment or pick something worse. And we just gotta get through this bad moment. And then next thing you know, 3.5 weeks later, you know, I'm back in the gym and everyone's like, dude, you know, and maybe I was progressing too fast. Maybe I should have taken more time. But man, we're in $1 million tournament. You know what I mean? There's times where we just gotta get tough, and you're not gonna go in there 100%. You know, so I think that first fight really showed me, it was a fight against myself.
Mental.
It was a mental against myself. Because, you know, as a fighter, you prep for a fight, you go to the fight, you want to win. But win or lose, you have this relief afterwards. Fuck, you know, I did this, this is great, I trained for this. I didn't get that part. I went from a camp injury back into a camp. So to me, I'm just kind of carefree in a way where whatever happens, happens. Let's just go win this thing, you know? Let's just go win it.
What was it like then, too, then getting that fight? Because then now you got the fight, here you are. And did you go through all that process then afterwards? You did what you had to do. You scored the first round victory and all. And you just came out there like a beast.
I tell people all the time, man, just keep moving, keep waking up, keep doing your thing. One day, you won't even know when it's going to happen. It's just, your life might be crappy, and then a second later, it becomes different. Everything's seasonal, you know. As soon as I hit that head kick and I'm on top of the guy, and I won, I said, holy crap. I did something, you know, that could move me, that ticked my clock a different direction, you know. So I'm like, it's just unreal sometimes, you know. But like I said, I'm not so surprised because we chose to do this a long time ago, you know, between my dad and I, and the team.
And now we are assured, this is the PFL semifinals coming up.
Yeah.
You're going across the waters, so that'll be cool. Is this the first?
No, this one's in New York.
This one will be in New York. The PFL semis will be in New York.
Semis in New York, and then I heard rumors that the finals would be
might be.
I know they're doing one in England, but I heard rumors like Dubai, Abu Dhabi. Who knows?
Who knows? We'll see what happens. Yeah, we'll see what happens. So somebody's going to be in New York. So this is familiar territory. But I'm curious because we're assured of one thing: an American top team fighter will make the finals.
That's
in this
exciting,
division.
Man, yeah.
Tell us about your opponent.
Yeah.
Tell us your opponent's name and also what you know about him because he's training here too.
So I'm fighting the Wolverine, you know, Omari Akhmedov. Yeah. So he's very similar to Shoeface in relationship. Obviously, Shoeface and I are Brazilian, so we have more to convert, you know, talk about and have conversation. But Omari is actually pretty Americanized, man. He was one of the first Dagestanian wrestler guys who came and worked out with us. Been here for a while. Even the last PFL fight, we all fought together. Usually the Russian guys, they like to go together. They like to move in groups to like their fights. Omari didn't invite, and not in a bad way, but he stuck with American top team Brazilian guys because he's so used to us. So this is very, it's heartbreaking that we got to fight, but at the same time, I say this is a good problem to deal with. You know, it's not a bad problem, it's a good problem. Me and him train a lot as well because Omari's a wrestler. So if you're going to train and use wrestling, you might as well spar against a wrestler. So if you could take me down and wrestle me down, you're going to definitely wrestle this guy who's not a wrestler down, you know? So we trained a lot too. And me and Omari trained a lot. I actually have like 2 pairs of his UFC gloves that he gives back to me as like, thank you, brother. You know, we're all brother. Thank you, brother. Thank you, brother. I appreciate it. You know, so I've helped him many times. You know, we walk past each other at the gym. We hug each other. We laugh. We go, oh crap. You know, it's funny how this worked out. You know, and he's definitely a game guy. You know, I don't expect anything less from him when we go to fight. I expect him to come at me just like I'm going to come at him. And like I said, this is a good problem, man. You know, if we were fighting for, you know, a couple $1,000, then I would never want to do this. But we have a chance to make $1 million. And like you said, an ATT guy gets to the finals. You know, at the end of the day, that makes me happy to be part of something like that. And I did say in my last fight, in the post interview, I said ATT makes the show. We make the show. You know, if we poofed out of the MMA world, you know, UFC, PFL, Bellator, who knows? They would have a problem. You know, we have guys ready to go, maybe not ready to go, but we always have guys all the time. You know what I mean? So I think it's just a cool thing to be, like you said, there was 3 guys, kind of, imagine 3 guys in the semis, but now we have 2. It's cool, man. And if you look at all the weight classes, it's the same thing. You always see some ATT guys in there, and it's awesome. It's definitely awesome.
Between you guys that are fighting, and then obviously Kayla Harrison, 2-time champion, amazing, also American top team, and you can go down the list. It's just, it's incredible. But I'm curious now, the only thing better would have been if you guys met in the finals instead of the semifinals, but that's all right. That's all right.
It's funny because I was in the sauna, and a couple of the other Dagestanian Russian fighters, they come inside and they're like, brother, you speak to Ray Sefo? Maybe change, switch. I said, oh man, you know, I was like, I'm an alternate. I was like, I blamed it on Shoeface. I said, if Shoeface would have got an early finish, he would have been up on the bracket. And I would have took his spot up on the bracket. Just to kind of joke around, you know. I was like, it's Shoeface's fault. I was like, he put me on the lower half of the bracket. I was like, it's not, you know, it's not in my control. No, it's just joking around, you know. Obviously, if we could switch or something, you know, I would love to fight an ATT guy in the finals, because that would be like picture perfect. But
it is what it is.
Great, you know, weird, great things happen with these little moments that are kind of awkward in life, you know. It makes a story, you know.
It does. It makes a story. It makes a big story even bigger.
Yeah.
It really does.
You know?
Oh my gosh. So now the big question is, whose corner is Conan going to be in?
Oh yeah, you know. So my dad's pretty good at, and when 2 guys have to fight each other, he's good at not being in. He doesn't pick corners usually. Like Jarzion versus Dos Santos Jr., he didn't pick the corner. Unless it's like a type of corner where like it's a guy that he really corners, and then it's like Pahumpa or a coach that like a fighter that Pahumpa coaches a lot, you know, like or like Mike Brown. Like a good example was Felipe Lins and Andre Arlovsky. Like Arlovsky works with Mike Brown. My dad works with Felipe. Like they work very
exclusively.
Specific.
It's almost like exclusively
exactly.
with each
so
one.
Those times it'll happen, but usually like when it's kind of a fight like this, if I wasn't my dad's son, he wouldn't have been in my corner. He wouldn't have. But the reason why he's in my corner, obviously, because we have these dreams together and these goals we want to crush. And I know that as much as he's been coaching for a long time, this is a new experience for him too. You know, coaching his son.
Yeah.
You know, so I think it's a cool thing for him. He's well composed when he's dealing with it, you know. But yeah, he's gonna be in my side, you know. And Macajon is gonna be on his side. And I've known Macajon since I was 8 years old. Macajon is almost, you know, hugging me when he found out we had to fight. He goes, "Man, listen, you know I love you still, bro." He's like, "This is just part of it." I said, "Come on, coach." I was like, the guy needs to train too, you know, and you work with that guy. I work with these coaches. This works out perfect. The way that Omari and I work, it actually worked out good because Omari has his set of coaches and my coaches are kind of different. So it worked out pretty well.
It becomes where family becomes business.
Yeah.
And that's where you have to separate that part of it when it comes time for training and fighting and all.
Exactly.
But gosh.
Man, even our boxing coaches, they're 2 brothers, the Oliveira brothers. I have one of the brothers and Omari has the other one. I was like, they probably got it worse. They like live with each other. They're probably like, hey, what did you show him? They're like, I ain't showing you, you know?
Wonder the brothers too. I'm wondering too with the brothers if there might be any like little side bets going on too.
Hey, he's punching hard, or maybe they're playing possum a little bit. Hey,
Yes,
he's not doing too good.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah,
I know. He's not doing this. He's not. No, I don't want to get into it. I don't want to get into it.
Yeah, you know, trying to psychologically mess up.
Yes, it's so because so much is. Obviously, it's about what you all do and the training and all that.
Yeah.
But so much of it is mental.
Yeah,
I think of it like golf. Please don't. I know golf is totally different from MMA, but just the mental part of it.
Yeah,
it's such a mental thing and all.
No, it's one step at a time. If you think too much, you'll scramble your brain. Yeah, you know. And we've been through this before, right? Lawler and Woodley. That was like the most intense one for me growing up. You know. So we'll get through it, man. You know.
Well, this is so cool, and I just, hey, I know you don't want to look ahead. I don't want to look to, you want to just focus on this fight.
Yeah.
But I'm curious, have you thought any about, holy crap, I win $1 million. What the heck am I going to do with $1 million? Or you haven't gotten that far yet?
No, I have a couple things that I would like to do, you know, like I want to pay my mom's condo off.
That's cool.
You know, things like that. I want to be able to pay that off for her so she could go buy a different property, and if it's like a property that seems kind of nice, I'll go pay that one off for her. You know, I want to definitely give back. I want my dad to, I have a little brother who's, you know, he just turned 5. So my dad's running around everywhere all the time. You know, if I could help him out a little bit, give him some more time to be with, you know, with my little brother and stuff, so he can have more family time, and maybe have some of these younger coaches kind of start to travel more and get ready for their career, you know. Just try to take a little bit more stress out of people's lives.
That's cool, Josh.
But I don't have necessarily like a specific game plan. Like I joke around about opening up a Cuban restaurant, you know, maybe in Arizona, because there's only tacos and burritos out there. And I'm Latino, man, but you guys need some white rice and black beans, some grilled chicken stuff, man. You know?
In Arizona, how do you pick Arizona though? Out of all the places, that's right, college.
So I was in Arizona State. I'm like, man, where can I have a pollo empanizado, pollo en la plancha?
No, you're Arizona. You're there. You can get cactus in Arizona.
Yeah,
that's what you're gonna get.
Like, man,
cactus juice.
These people need a little Havana out there or something, you know. So I have those little funny things like that, you know. But to be honest, when that time comes, I'm sure I'll know what to do, you know. But
one step at a time.
Yeah,
one step at a time.
Yeah.
Well, that is so cool, and I know, hey, from Cardinal Gibbons High School down here in Fort Lauderdale,
Yeah.
and also, was it Naples Lely High School?
No, I went to Barron College.
Thank you, Barron
College.
College.
That was where I started with Joe Blasucci.
Yes, and Joe's doing well up here at Somerset Academy
they're doing
in Pembroke
well.
Pines. Very well.
Yeah.
They just won an AAU national championship a few weeks
Oh,
ago.
at Disney Duels?
Yes, they did.
Nice.
Yes, they did. So they did
Nice.
that, which is very cool. And you got your high school wrestling with Joe, and then with Frank Patinio at Cardinal Gibbons,
Yeah.
did well there. So local, South Florida, that's
Yeah.
you. That's your family and all too.
Yeah,
and
no,
also, it's always good to see.
You need those guys to. You need those guys who like that was the first stages of my life. Wrestling, you know, I did jiu-jitsu because it was around me, but wrestling was the first time I started like competing every weekend. And I would talk to Joe and Patinio sometimes, and JP Reese. I'd be like, well, why do you, as a 16-year-old, why do you guys come in here and deal with us kids? And the Joe, as crazy as Joe is, he's like, man, I just love it. I just love watching you guys grow and going to your career and going to college for wrestling or doing whatever you do. You know, so it's really nice to hear that those guys are still involved. And
It's a passion.
It's a passion.
It really is a passion
Yeah,
and all
you
to
know.
do all that.
And you need those guys, man, because they don't have much ego. They don't want to. They know when it's time to let you go. They want to. They want to see you grow and stuff. And you know, when Joe's seeing this, thank you, Joe.
Yes. I'll let you go with this, and always appreciate your time. It's always
For
awesome
sure.
to talk to you. You're an incredible fighter, but an incredible person. I
Thank
always
you.
like that, and all you
Appreciate
from your high school days till now. I'm curious because you have your hand on the pulse of things. Are there any young ATT fighters that maybe we should keep an eye on or something? I know you and Sal, we've done an interview with you and Sal, and Sal's doing his thing. Is there anyone else that you could think of? I don't know, put you on the spot.
We have some good upcoming fighters, man, that are tough. You know, there's a guy right off the top of my head. I think of Poso. You ever heard of Poso?
No.
He wrestled for Southwest in Miami.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he trains out here. He just won his first amateur fight, but super great wrestler. I think he's like a 2-time champion for that Life University. It's like a D2 or something.
Yeah, it is.
His girlfriend Asia, she's an amateur coming up. She's super tough. You know what I mean? We just had some guys come from Glory Fitness. I know there's an amateur his name's Cash. He's good friends with Grant Dawson. Grant Dawson's 17-0, and or like 17, 18-0.
18.
Yeah, you know, we have Dalton Ross that's about to fight.
Yes.
He's like number 8.
Yeah, I talked to Dalton the other day. Yes.
Yeah, man.
Yes.
No, he's
Hercules.
He's legit Hercules. Yeah. We like take pictures after practice. I was like, bro, what are you? So you trying to embarrass me, man? I was
He's
like,
jacked, man.
I have
He's
a fight coming up before you. I was like, can I borrow some abs? can I borrow some ad? Can I Photoshop yours and put them on mine? Yeah, you know. So he's always a good help, man. Super strong. And some other fighters that kind of been in the mix that I super like. Heavyweight Marcelo Gom has a fight against that David Franklin guy. And that should be a good fight. Put him in contender
Title shot
yeah,
stuff. Right.
Off the top of my head, Danny Sabatello, he's on the same mission as me. You know,
The Italian gangster.
Yeah, that guy's already a problem. Put $1 million in his pocket. Oh man, I don't even want to know.
But I'll tell you what, with him, he talks a good fight, but he backs it up. He backs it up.
If you wanna get, you know, if you wanna know like old school, new school Italian, go talk to Danny Sabatello.
Handsome.
Adrian Rice.
Oh, one championship, the champ.
Yeah, the champ right there. He has a fight, Demetrius Johnson #2. That's gonna be
Mighty
amazing,
Mouse
right?
against
Because everyone's like, it's like the typical, was it a fluke, was it not? I know it wasn't.
Adriano beat him, but now they're going to have the rematch and also.
You know, part of the sport, you know.
Bellator, UFC, PFL, one championship,
yeah.
and on and on and on.
And then you got Eagles too. That's becoming big. We have
Khabib is doing Eagle.
Yeah,
yes.
in Miami, because in Russia it's hard to do right now.
Yeah.
So we have a lot of Dagestanian guys. One of I call him my brother. His name's Ikram. Ikram's about to fight Contender Series. His only loss is to Chimaeva. Only loss to that guy. Super tough, man. Super tough. Look out for him. We have a bunch of guys. I could go on and on.
I know there's so much talent here, and it's just incredible, including Josh, the one right in front of me. Yes, doing your own thing, your own thing. You got the family history, and that's great, and that's important. But it's you doing it on your own, and no one's giving you anything. You're working hard for it, and like you said earlier, it's just waiting patiently for your time, and that's it.
You gotta wait in line, you know, and you just gotta know that false sense of confidence is not good for this sport. You don't want that. You know, you want to be ready to go. You're looking for a job, not just a place to pass by and get beat up and leave, you know? That's not the way I see it. I see it as I'm looking for a foundation, you know what I mean? Build something off of this.
Long term,
exactly.
Well, Josh, I want to wish you all the best. PFL playoffs,
Thank you.
semifinals, awesome, and thank you for the time as always.
Appreciate it, brother. Thank you.